Happy sunrise, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. I know, you guys, I know I have been MIA for real, all right? If you have watched one of my most recent uploads, I gave y'all a little bit of a life update of what I had going on, and I just needed to pull back, y'all. One thing about it, when I am trying to figure some shit out, or if I got life shit going on and I'm trying to get to the root of it or whatever the case may be, I am going to disappear. I'm ducked off, babes. It just is what it is. I haven't really been in the mood to post like that for real, or to even really create content for real. I just, y'all, the vibes just wasn't vibing, okay? But I'm back, or I'm trying to be back. I'm slowly bringing myself back into the limelight, okay? So just bear with me. I thank y'all for y'all patience and for y'all understanding and for still rocking with me. I'm glad that y'all still here with your girl. I'm so thankful for all of my OGs that still constantly show up and support like y'all been doing. And if you're new here, babes, I mean, it get chaotic, all right? But it's still very much a vibe. So if you enjoy the vibes, feel free to subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it, all right? I would appreciate it. Hit that button, boo. Now, it is Tuesday, and I know it's been a minute since I did this, y'all. Don't come for me. Being that there's so much going on in the world, so much going on in the atmosphere in general, I feel like now would be the best time to kind of come in and try to give y'all some motivation, try to give y'all some guidance, try to give y'all some type of clarity, some healing, some love, whatever it is that you're looking for and needing at this time. I feel like we all just really need it. You know, we all just need a big ass fucking hug at this point. And y'all know that I'm really big on trying to pour back into my community the same way that y'all pour into me. So this is my way of doing that every single Tuesday. So again, if this is not something that you're into, you can head over to my playlist, babes. I have all of my content over there, the vlogs, the book content, whatever it was that initially brought you over here. But for all the people that are here for the Tuesday message and you ready to tap in, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Now, I know y'all, okay, I know some of y'all probably waiting to curse me out. It's been people on Facebook coming for me. Listen, I get it. I know. I'm sorry. But baby, I had to go ghost for a little second. It was just becoming too much. Not this, because I love doing this for y'all, but just the energy of just everything that's been going on, you know, me being in my own head about different things. I'm real particular about tapping into everybody else's energy when I don't feel like I'm at a decent place. Like, I don't play around with stuff like that. I don't play in people's energy like that. Like, if I'm sick or if I got too much going on, I'm not even gonna force it. Right? You ain't supposed to be forcing energy, you're supposed to be letting it flow. So now I feel like I'm at a decent place to where I can flow for y'all versus trying to force myself to tap into the energy. So we're gonna go ahead and get y'all messages out. Now, we are in Aries season now, so I'm sorry, Aries, that I'm so late to celebrate y'all, but happy birthday to anybody out there that is an Aries sun. I hope that y'all are having a ball, y'all having the time of your life, you turning up, you out there on your neck, whatever it is that you do to celebrate. Now, when we do our monthly zodiac reads, remember that although I'm calling out a specific zodiac, understand that you don't have to have the sun sign to receive the message. If you are an Aries sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, or stellium placement, this may resonate with you as well. I also forgot to add that you do not have to have an Aries sun or any Aries placements for this message to resonate with you. We are all living in this world, which means we are all actively affected by whatever is going on in the atmosphere. So this may hit for anybody with Aries placements, or if you don't have Aries placements. Just remember that everything may not resonate with you, so only take what makes sense and leave what does not. Okay, so also understand that time and energy is fluid, so anything can come out past, present, or future based, just depending on the energy that you're currently sitting in at this moment in time. Also understand that anything that I'm saying and talking about is not set in stone. It's not the end all be all, babes. You have free will, so you're able to change your situation for however you need to. First thing first, for all my OGs, you know with these type of readings, we're going to start off with an affirmation throughout this particular season. So that's what we're going to do now. Okay, you guys, so the card that came out is I will nurture my higher self. Okay, so this is the affirmation for Aries season. I will nurture my higher self. And what does that entail? How does one nurture their higher self? Okay, so everybody is different. And I'm going to say a whole bunch of cliche ass shit. I feel like in order to nurture your higher self, you have to know what your higher self needs from you, right? So basically, our higher self is who we desire to be, the person we desire to be, the person that we see ourselves as, the person that we want to show up as. It's really just understanding what it is that you truly need, what it is that you truly want, what it is that you truly desire, who it is that you really want to be, right? And within doing that, sometimes you have to do certain things to get you to that point. Let's go ahead and get our storyline out. And see what it is your guys want you to kind of be aware of right now. What needs to be nurtured? What needs your attention? What needs a little self-love, a little self-care? What needs to be acknowledged? What needs to be accepted? This is a card that's here, you guys. Okay, the second card that came out is partnerships and alliances. Okay, the third card that just jumped out is Triumph. Okay, babes. So we have universe, we have partnerships and alliances, and we have triumph. So when it comes to the universe card, very similar to me telling you that it's time for you to nurture your higher self, the universe is all about starting to acknowledge your accomplishments, looking at yourself in accepting what is, accepting who you are, celebrating yourself, celebrating your successes, celebrating how far you've actually come compared to where you once were, right? At this point, instead of us looking at our failures and constantly picking ourselves apart and all of the things, we're being told to switch the perspective, change your perspective, right? And this is something that I be talking about on Facebook all the time. If you are OG, you already know one of my quotes or one of my sayings that I always say is perspective is everything, right? Us as human beings, we're always going to have our moments to where we feel down and out or we beat ourselves up or whatever the case may be. That's just a natural thing, like in the world that we live in, right? Just us being in these human bodies, that's just what is going to happen, right? But we also know that we can't stay there. If we want to continue to grow, if we want to continue to flourish, if we want to continue to reach our highest potential in all aspects of our lives, we do have to shift the perspective. We do have to give ourselves grace, right? I think this reading is very ironic. After I just posted that video and gave y'all like a real raw look into what I was feeling or whatever like that. So it makes sense why I felt called to sit in front of that camera and just talk, because that resonated with somebody for me to be tapping into the collective energy and it's holding the same weight, right? You gotta love how spirit works. Anyway, so with the universe card, it's understanding that the cycles that you were once in is slowly coming to an end. You're transforming in some way, shape, or form. And a lot of the times, and I just said this in a client's read over the weekend, a lot of the times when you're growing and you're changing and you're shifting, your reality has to do the same, right? And sometimes if your reality is stagnant, or your external, the things that are surrounding you, right, whether that's people, whether that's your your place of business, whatever that means to you, external shit, when you're actively becoming a different person, or when you're actively, elevating to a higher consciousness, or you're actively nurturing your higher self by healing and removing yourself from different things, so on and so forth, a lot of the times it's going to trigger your environment, because now your frequency is no longer in alignment with the things that are surrounding you at this time, right? So naturally it's going to bring uncomfort. Naturally it's going to bring up some, it's going to shake the table. That's just the best way to put it. It's going to shake the table in some way, shape, or form. And it doesn't help that we're in the middle of Mercury retrograde. We're in the middle of Venus retrograde. We're in the middle of eclipse season. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on in the atmosphere as well as the world. So that you put that on top of what you're going through individually, and you might as well just shake up a Coke bottle and pop the top. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot. So let's see what the cards have to say in regards to the universe. I feel like something tried to flip, but it didn't really want to. Okay, I'm gonna take this one because that's what flipped. We had the Ace of Pentacles. So basically everything I just said, the Most High is getting ready. Look, yeah, things around you are dying out. This is the bottom of the deck, the Death card. Things around you are dying out. Old versions of yourself are dying out. Your old thought processes are dying out. And because of that, the Most High is giving you something new. With this Ace of Pentacles, you see it's coming out the sky. So that would be God. That would be the universe. That would be the Most High. That whatever it is that you communicate, whatever it is that you refer to God as, you know what I'm saying? That's what this is, right? This is the blessings. This is the abundance. This is the peace. This is the security. This is the stability. This is the harmony. You know what I'm saying? Hell, this is the finances. You know what I mean? This is a pentacle. So this is the finances. This is the career. Whatever it is that you've been praying for, manifesting, wanting, trying to tap into, trying to get to, whatever that goal is, whatever have you, this is being handed to you, right? Because with the universe card, you've been doing the work. Even if it felt like you haven't been making ends meet, even if you felt like you've been hitting brick walls, even if you felt like you've been failing in different ways or whatever have you, you've still been actively doing the work, right? And because of that, you are going to get rewarded. Because of that, you are being told to start to honor yourself more, pour into yourself more. Show yourself more grace. Do things that align with who it is that you're trying to be, who it is that you want to be, right? This is what you're being told to do. Because there's a lot of things that have been dying out. And death is uncomfortable. We know that. When you're constantly shedding, you're constantly transforming, you're constantly going through different awakenings or major life changes, it's very uncomfortable. Nothing is supposed to stay stagnant. But this is what you're being told to do. It's time to get out of your head, get out of your way, and start to pay attention to what's in front of you. You have to be more present. I said this is crazy because a lot of the personal readings that I've been doing last week, a lot of them are very similar to what I'm talking about to what I'm talking about right now. A lot of people are so focused on the future, what the future holds, how they're going to get there, how they're going to make this work, how they're going to, take care of this and, whatever have you. And a lot of the time, I mean, that's the world that we live in. We're so focused on the future because we're always on this hamster wheel. We're always on this hamster wheel. We're always in this race. You know what I mean? It's like a never-ending race to get to the finish line. And then we get to that goalpost and we move the goalpost further. And we just keep moving it. And doing so, like living life that way, it causes you to not be present, right? You're not as present in the moment. You're not as present when it comes to your accomplishments. You're not as present when it comes to your family. You're just not present because you're always focused on the future. And that's not to say that the future isn't important. You're supposed to focus on the future. You're supposed to plan for the future. You're supposed to be prepared for the future. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just the way that this world is set up. However, when you are so focused on the future and you're not focused on the now, it ends up setting you back more than you think. Because when you're not focused on the now, when you're more so focused on the future than the present moment, it starts to create this energy of lack, right? Because you feel like in this present moment, you're lacking something. And that's why you're trying so hard to get to the next thing. Because, okay, I did this, but now I need this. I did this, but now I got to get this. I did this, but now I got to go over it. It's never enough, right? And when you're constantly doing that, you're showing the universe, God, whatever, that you're not satisfied. You're not grateful. You're not content, right, with what you have. So if you're not content with what you have, how can I give you more? If you're not grateful for where you are, although you came from all the way over here and now you're here, you're not grateful for that leap that you made, then how do I know you're ready to make another leap? You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's really what's coming out. So you are being told to start being a lot more present in your day-to-day. It's time to start grounding yourself. Getting more grounded, okay? So now we have partnerships and alliances. Let's see why this is here. Okay, so we have the Six of Wands, which is interesting. Bottom of the deck is the Devil. So I feel like there's a lot of restrictions that were once here in regards to your partnerships and your alliances. Maybe certain people or certain situations made you feel as if you couldn't do different things. You felt restricted, or you felt like you had, and I feel like I've said this in earlier readings that I posted on YouTube, but there's an energy surrounding people to where you feel obligated to certain situations, obligated to certain people, or you feel restricted, like you can't do certain things, or you can't move in a certain way, or you feel like you have to dim yourself for whatever reason because it makes somebody else uncomfortable, or it starts, it starts shifts and changes and just unnecessary chaos and beef, if you will, when it comes to you and your connection, so on and so forth. I feel like that too is also starting to shift for a lot of people. Or you're just simply being told that you need to remove yourself from this type of energy because you're meant to be seen. You're meant to have fruitful connections, whether this is platonic or romantic. You're meant to have fruitful connections. It's a 3 on top of this card that represents creation, right? You're meant to be in different situations that help you grow in some kind of way, that help you feel, it puts a fire under your ass to where you just want to create different things. You feel motivated to do different things. You feel motivated, you feel determined to go out and make something happen, right? Versus being in connections to where you feel stuck. As soon as I split this deck, y'all, I saw the 7 of Wands, but I slammed the damn deck back down. I'm trying to see if I can find it again. Yeah, right here. This is what you're used to in terms of your connections, dealing with people that don't mean you no well, right? And when you're around people like that, it keeps you from being creative. It keeps you from flourishing. It keeps you from growing. It keeps you in this stagnant energy, and then you feel stuck. You feel content. It's just like content in areas that you shouldn't be content in, right? And then you might start to grow resentment. You might start to grow bitterness. You might start to be a little bit angry because now you don't feel like you're living your life to the best of your potential, right? It's time to break those chains if you haven't already. This is what's being said. If you have already broken those chains, it's time for you to be recognized. That's why this is coming out. This 6 of Wands is all about acknowledgement and being seen, being accepted. You know what I mean? Oh, that just jumped out. Okay, yeah. You're meant to be in connections that reciprocate energy. You're pouring into them, they're pouring into you. You're motivating them, they're motivating you. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all take turns leading depending on what you have going on. You're not meant to be in connections that are draining. You're not meant to be in connections that are confusing. You're not meant to be in connections that just don't align with where your higher self is trying to go. You're trying to nurture your higher self, not your old self. Staying in connections that mean you know well, you're pouring into who you used to be, while neglecting the person that you're trying to be. In order to nurture who you're trying to be, you need to be pouring into connections that are going to align with that. Does that make sense? Okay, we can go ahead and move on. So the last card is Triumph. Let's see why Triumph is here. What is that? Let's see why Triumph is here. Okay. All right, we have the Seven of Wands that's here, and then we have the bottom of the deck, which is Ace of Wands. Again, another element that's coming out of the sky. So with the Seven of Wands, you can expect to be or feel more triumphant once you start standing up for yourself, once you start standing 10 toes down, once you start standing on your boundaries, once you start standing on, you know, on your morals, once you start standing up for what you believe in, right? You'll start to feel more triumphant, or things will start to happen around you that will showcase the success that you're looking for, right? Because you're now you're creating a firmer foundation for yourself that's going to allow the type of energy that you're needing, the type of energy that you're desiring. Again, when I say you, I'm talking about your higher self. The type of things that your higher self is looking for, you're creating that foundation to pour in to that higher self. And that's why Ace of Wands is here bottom of the deck, because again, this is coming out of the sky, and this is God-given, right? This is all about your desires, all about your wants, all about your needs. That's what the Ace of Wands represents. All of the things that you crave, all of the things that you want out of life. Now I'm giving this to you because you've done the steps. You know what I'm saying? You've done what you needed to do, right? You're walking in your truth. You're headed towards whatever it is your higher self is needing. This is what is coming out. And again, the Most High is always going to match whatever energy it is that you're giving, depending on your journey, or depending on where you are on your journey, right? Some people's journeys are a little bit different than others. Some are harder, some are easier. It just really depends. Everybody's journey is just different. So depending on where you are on your journey, this is how this is working out. As long as you're doing what you need to be doing, you're learning the lessons, you know what I mean? And you're nurturing your higher self, which is what we need. Y'all got to think about it. Aries is the babies of the zodiac for a reason. Babies need constant nurturing, right? We're in Aries season. So you need to be nurturing yourself, nurturing your desires, nurturing your needs, nurturing what it is that you know that your higher self wants. Who do you see? This is going to be your homework assignment. Anybody that's tapping in with this message, you need to sit down and really write down, who do you see yourself as? What do you see for yourself? If you were sitting in front of the highest version of yourself, who would that be? What would you be doing? How would you be living? And even if you aren't able to do every single thing that's on that list, at least you're working towards that, right? You want to be a better person. You want to be a fit person. You want to be a healthy person. You want to be a smarter person, right? You want to read more self-help books to help you learn more about yourself and others, right? You want to do more yoga, get in tune with your body, get in tune with the inner you. You want to meditate more, help calm your mind, right? What are you doing to become the best version of yourself? How do you nurture that version of yourself to help that transition be a little bit easier, to help your current self transform into the version of yourself that you're trying to create, right? These are the things that you're being told to really sit down with and come to terms with and figure out. Okay, so now we're going to get some final messages here. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna take the two that flips over. One fell in my lap. We have abundant legacy and we have collaboration. Okay, so I can't make it up. Collaboration. Okay, so not going against yourself. And it's 3 on this card too. You're right back here. Partnerships and alliances. Okay, so collaborating not only with people that are in alignment with you, but remember, it's always you versus you, not you versus anybody else. You will always be your biggest critic. You will always be your biggest cheerleader, right? And then of course we have the abundant legacy, and this is basically everything that we just talked about. This is the 10 of Pentacles energy, and 10 of Pentacles is the most stable card in the deck, okay? Whether that is financially, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, this is the person that is the most stable, that feels the most secure, feels the most safe. You know what I mean? They're not stressed out about anything. They're not worried about anything because they're at peace. Remember, abundant isn't just a financial or materialistic gain type of situation. This also represents the harmony and peace in general. Living an abundant life, what does that mean for you? What does abundance to you mean outside of monetary gain? Not knocking that, because everybody needs that money. You know what I'm saying? But outside of monetary gain, what does abundance mean for you? How can you have an abundant life? What does an abundant life look like for you in terms of tapping into your higher self? Okay, so this is what's coming out, y'all. I hope this made sense. Okay, I hope it didn't go over too many people's heads. I hope this gave you some type of understanding and clarity that you may have been needing. Okay, if anyone would like to book a one-on-one session with me, my booking link will be in the description box below, and I will get you taken care of that way once you get scheduled. Okay, if you would like to donate to me or just pour into me as well, I do have an Amazon wish list that is also in the description box as well. But with all that being said, you guys, I hope you have a beautiful week. I thank you again for y'all patience and y'all understanding, all right? And for most of all, for trusting me with your energy. And I will catch y'all in the next video, okay? Bye.